Okay, so I'm kind of rushing this video. I need to be to work in just a few minutes. I still have to shower and change. I just got back from the gym and squat day, love squat day. But I wanted to talk about depression, seasonal affective disorder, things like that, and what we can do to lift our moods. There's basically five chemicals, five receptors, five neurotransmitters that elevate our mood. The cannabinoid receptors, the norepinephrine or adrenaline receptors, serotonin receptors, which receive too much attention, I think, dopamine receptors, and the mu or opioid receptors. Most of those receptors, when stimulated, make us happy, but it also reduces our drive and ambition. Opioid receptors, when people take narcotics like heroin or morphine or opium, they feel euphoric, but they just lay there and do nothing. It destroys their motivation. Cannabinoid receptors, which comes from marijuana or cannabis, can make us feel lifted, but it also destroys a lot of motivation other than like eating Rice Krispie treats. I love dopamine receptors. Dopamine receptors are a great mood elevator, but they increase drive and ambition. We will naturally produce more dopamine when we do things inherently essential to our survival so that it motivates us to do more. If we win a fight, if we have sex, if we get food and eat it, our dopamine goes up and we want to do more of those things. They're addictive to do because they're essential for our survival. There are some things that help raise dopamine. In the winter, because of lack of sunlight, our pineal gland kind of goes to rest and we produce a lot of less hormones. It happens to all mammals, some hibernate. And I want to talk about some natural things to raise it and also reduce anxiety. GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, great anxiolytic, meaning it busts up anxiety. Valium, Xanax, Haldol, all those benzodiazepines, they work by stimulating GABA receptors, and they turn down the overstimulation, and we feel less anxious, less stimulated, less irritable. This is small enough that it will pass through your tongue. If you put the pill under your tongue, it will pass into your bloodstream. And GABA, this is non-addictive, whereas Valium and Xanax and all those things, Ativan, those benzodiazepines are highly addictive. This won't over-sedate you. Like if you take a lot of Xanax, you'll go to sleep. It'll knock you out. You can take this in the morning and it will calm you down and it will reduce all that excess stimulation. It can help you think less and go to sleep, which is a problem for some of us. Research also shows that this increases human growth hormone. It's one of the reasons I started taking this like 20 years ago is because many believe human growth hormone production is a key to anti-aging and skin health and bone health and muscles and stuff like that. L-tyrosine is an essential amino acid. Some people argue it won't make any difference if you take supplementation, and you should take it on an empty stomach either half an hour before a meal or 2 hours after. Some argue that you won't because our diet has a lot of protein in it. Not true. I had a patient who's a Facebook friend decades ago who was severely hypothyroid. Her thyroid stimulating hormone, or TSH, was so high she should have probably been in a coma, a myxodematous coma. Her medical doctor missed the diagnosis. As a chiropractor, I did a blood test and found her TSH was like 60. Using tyrosine and some iodine, we greatly reduced that, like 500%. She still needed some thyroid medication after that, but we fixed so much of it just with this. There's no way you can tell me it didn't work. This also helps produce dopamine. Thyroid hormone and dopamine are both made with tyrosine as a chemical building block. I'd recommend 200 milligrams half an hour before a meal or 2 hours after a meal. Zinc. I take 30 milligrams once a day. Zinc has been shown in a number of studies to reduce hypothyroidism. In other words, make your thyroid work better. A lot of people have a sluggish thyroid and they don't even know it. They can even take a thyroid test like a TSH and they see that it's normal. But some people produce a thyroid hormone with a twist. called reverse T3, and it doesn't activate the body. Zinc also helps convert the inactive T4 into the active T3. And if it's deficient, you can't get the active component. Zinc, like 30 milligrams a day, which is a pretty large dose, has been shown to help improve primary, secondary, and tertiary hypothyroidism, meaning where it's wrong with the hypothalamus, and wrong with the releasing factor, and also wrong with the thyroid gland itself. So this will help produce more thyroid, which lifts our metabolism, speeds up, helps us lose weight naturally without overdoing it, as well as producing more dopamine. Along with the tyrosine, if you take those 400 milligrams and then do something like exercise, have sex, do something where you conquer it, like if you have dishes waiting in the sink, just doing those dishes and accomplishing that task makes us feel victorious, and it raises our dopamine levels to help motivate us to do more. Yeah! Motivation. I like this product, NeuroPure. If you really think you have a serotonin deficiency, the 5-hydroxytryptophan helps raise serotonin, but I think it's overdone. There's a urine test that you can take that checks for which transmitter you're deficient in. Are you deficient in dopamine? Are you deficient in adrenaline? Are you deficient in serotonin? And it will check to see which one you need. If you don't want something that specific, you can take these kind of as a shotgun approach and try to improve your mood over the holidays. Get morning sunshine, take the tyrosine, go for a morning walk in the sunshine. The sunlight, the exercise, the tyrosine will help get your feel-good hormones going. If you have specific or deep problems, talk to me. We can order a urine test that will be sent to you, and that urine test will check for which specific neurotransmitters you may be needing as an individual, because you may be taking a serotonin reuptake inhibitor like Prozac and really not feeling that much happier because maybe your serotonin levels are normal. Maybe what you need is dopamine or a little more adrenaline. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Oh, one thing about caffeine. Caffeine is not a stimulant. What it does is it stimulates our adenosine receptors. And adenosine's like a brake. Our feel-good hormones are like gas, and adenosine is like a brake. GABA is like a brake. It slows us down. The feel-good hormones lift our mood, but dopamine and adrenaline often lift our real energy to make us motivated to ride a bike or fight a grizzly bear or those sort of things. So adenosine is like a brake. Caffeine takes your foot off the brake so that we're not braking, so that we're not slowing down all the stimulation in our nervous system. Caffeine doesn't actually stimulate us. It just helps us take the foot off the brake so that the gas works better. But sometimes you need both, and caffeine over time can deplete dopamine and actually end up making us more depressed and addicted just so we don't feel bad. I tend to have a coffee addiction, but I didn't take caffeine originally for mood elevation. That's not why I took it. I took it to speed up an enzyme process in my body, and then I was like, wow, caffeine's great, because I never really drank it before, and now I'm a little addicted to it, and I need to get off the caffeine because after a while you need it just to feel normal. That's it in a nutshell. I may elaborate on this more if there's interest. Have a great day and happy holidays. Happy, damn it. Be happy.